Wow, what a delayed. It's like, yeah, we're fixing this. Chat, as the Burke Holland would say, what's going on, chat? And chat, I'm gonna steal everything that Burke says. I'm gonna shave my head soon. I'm just gonna become Burke.
That's what I would love to see.
You should do that on the stream one day. Just show up looking like Burke.
I already got the VS Code shirt on. I'm good. I need to get that. I don't know where he gets his shirts at because they're very specific. They have like this like I can't find them. I don't know where they're at.
They're on Amazon. I'll send them to you.
Link. Send me the link. Affiliate link.
It's a very specific look. It's one company. I'll send it to you.
I've never seen them besides on you, and I know it's a Burke, and it's a signature, right? We all know Guthrie had the red shirt. I had I call it top shelf, where I always pin the top shelf on a button up.
That's right. And they always had designs on them.
Always pretty designful, impactful. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Burke, Pierce, good to have the bag. Pierce is in the forest, and I absolutely love it. I don't know what you did to your office, but it is delightful, Pierce.
Well, I'm a little rattled, I have to be honest, because I'm just like, getting ready for the stream. I'm hearing the music stream and I see a comment. Why they got Pierce looking like that? I was just like, what's going on?
What happened? Looking like what? What do you mean, Chad?
It must be on the thumbnel. It's got
Is it my haircut? Is it my background? Like what part of why they got me looking like that is that?
What's so bad? I don't understand either.
I love it. I think you look fantastic every single time. Just keep your coffee away from me. Well, we're super excited because last week we teased a little Burke and he's been up to some shenanigans. So we're gonna go deep. We're gonna do lots of live coding today, but we want to start things off fresh. Pierce, we just had like the biggest release since the last biggest release. You want to break down TLDR 30-second go?
Well, it's a big release.
Now you have 25 seconds, so
it's hard to fill in 30 seconds. I mean, I think what's super notable about this one to me is just like how we already had a lot of the primitives that we needed in Agent, and now I think it's just getting better and more usable as like this multi-agent kind of flow type of thing. So like some of my favorite things in this last release are even things that we shipped like earlier in the month, like hooks, steering, queuing, right? Like we kind of like re-celebrated those with these launch, and I think those are massive. The other thing that the thing that I've been using the most that's maybe not celebrated enough is our new Agentic browser that we built inside of VS Code. If you're doing any sort of front-end development, this thing is amazing because you can basically say like, I want you to drive navigation and debugging of my app, validate that this thing works, and iterate until it doesn't. And because the browser is integrated into VS Code, you can actually like literally see the agent working as it does this. So it's pretty cool. And especially now with AI, most of us are working in some sort of front-end stack. So it's been kind of really interesting to see how that's changed my workflow working with front-end apps.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree. I did a little video I put out on there, and people are like, wow, like, and people are like, I love the pro tip is now it is like the perfect time to buy an ultra wide. I know I'm hyped up on the studio display, and the XDR that I'm not going to buy because it's way too expensive, but I might get a studio display. We'll see. But I do have this ultra wide, and like now I can just like completely fill. And I used the simple browser before, but this really is the next generation of it, and we'll show it off here today. I want people not to sleep over here. I'm going to bring this up. Boom. On the VS Code Changelog Twitter that the team let me create. Because you can find out about the changes in the product before they even go live on the website because Nick gave me access to the root markdown. So don't sleep, because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this little puppy right here popped up March 4th, which was 2 days ago. And like actually about a week's worth of updates were in this thing. So they're inside of insiders now that were there. So it was like a threaded conversation because Burke wanted threads. So we got the threads. It's on here. It's happening. Look at these threads. Thank you, GPT.
They said that we couldn't do AGI in 2026. Look at this. We have threading.
So many good things. So we got all sorts of good stuff in open telemetry stuff happening. I saw PyBog sent that out there. And then there's even an update like later in the day as well. If you scroll up here, you got this one. Oh, no. Where am I at? up here. March. It's March. March already. Oh my gosh. Happy March, everybody. There you go. The 5th over here as well. We got the recursive search for instructions, a whole bunch of other stuff in here. So new troubleshoot. What's that do?
I have no idea. I need to go read the logs.
Hold on, wait.
Yep.
So
Find out.
troubleshoot. So hey James, can you pull up Oren's? Oren, is it okay if we pull up your?
Do it.
He does have a nice, easy username, which I like as well. Oren me, so that's good.
Yeah, it's very
Oh yeah,
have a nice. So he posted something in here and tagged me and Pearson. I was like, I have no idea what that is.
Oh, the sessions thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Controlling. Yeah. So keep going. Keep going.
Dude, there it is.
So
I got into it and then I didn't know how to get out of it, so I reformatted my computer.
Great advertisement, James. Yeah, I mean, we're always cooking up new things, like some of which are inside of VS Code and some of which are new things. And so this is something we should feature on the stream very, very soon. There's still a lot of paper cuts and things like that, but I guess all I'll say about it is we've all kind of seen how on the VS Code team, the nature of how we partner with agents has changed how we build things. And so we kind of built something to reflect that kind of up-leveling of partnership with the agent, where maybe going into the actual editor to handcraft some code is more of a secondary task than a primary task, for at least some of us and how we choose to work with AI. So this is something new we're cooking up and hopefully more to share soon.
Yeah, if you're just looking for the insider scoop, the deep down shenanigans, follow Oren.
Follow Oren always.
Yeah, that's how I find out about things. Pierce and Oren.
Pierce and Oren.
And occasionally when James will post a GC video.
And the VS Code changelog, So if I'm not vibing, then on occasion.
Oh, that is true. Well, on the CLI changelog for sure. Like that's a staple for me now, which is why I kept jumping on the comments. Like, hey, make this a thread, please.
Okay. And we might do this for the VS Code changelog as well. But the CLI, that's got like 1,000 updates every single day. The latest thread is 11 threads. So I just said, you know what? I gave Twitter $8, upgraded to premium. We're going to have mega thread. I just enabled mega thread, 25,000 characters in one AI generated beautiful release note. It's coming tomorrow. I just enabled. I flipped the feature flag. It's on.
Can't wait.
All right, let's do a little cooking really quick. So I want to talk about one thing that Pybog and Oren and everyone's been talking about, which is autopilot mode. And if people haven't used CLI, then they have no idea what autopilot mode is. And I've only used autopilot once in my life. So Pierce is going to go ahead and show this off. So this is the new integrated browser. I'm going to click this little button.
Yep.
Boop. And I'm going to just allow whatever it tells me. Perfect. It's going to share with the agent. So basically what I just did is gave the agent permission for this browser session to creep along and just like, let's do this thing.
That's right. Yeah. And it can also access your logs and things like that automatically when you do this too. It's not even just driving nav and like taking screenshots. It can also access console logs. So if there's like errors in the page, the agent can see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a great point too. So up here in the top, if I like zoom in, right, you can see that there's this little button. And if I hover, it says add console logs to chat. And also you got full dev tools. Don't sleep on the dev tools, people. I'm just saying. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna try to zoom out here.
Yeah, and because we have dev tools here, right? Like console logs is one example, but you can imagine reaching into dev tools for other information as well from this browser that we don't yet do, right?
Exactly. And boom, look at this. I'm not touching my keyboard. It's just navigating around, by the way. So all this stuff. And so that's really powerful. And you showed it last time as well. But here's the tool page. This is Tiny Clips. This is an app that I vibe coded out with an autopilot mode. Which is fantastic for the Mac. If you're there, it's on the Mac App Store. There's a website.
Oh, is it up? It's in the App Store?
It's in the App Store. Version
1. I'm installing it right now.
Tinyclips.app, man.
Tiny Clips.
Tiny Clips. They're clips.
Oh, I see it. Amazing.
Yeah, just wait. Pro mode coming soon. So I'm excited about it.
99 cents a month.
Okay, so I want to do something over here. I want to point out down here, this is all different. I got local Copilot CLI cloud down here. I got some other thing that we're going to talk about. I want to plan a new feature and kind of go crazy, but I want to do it quick so we can get to Burke. So I'm going to do a new chat. Also, there's a new little Frogger up here. Boom. I think, do I want to plan with Autopilot first? Is that what I want to do, Pierce?
Yeah, you can plan first.
Right.
I mean, we'll talk more about Autopilot in a second, but like it's going to work until the task is done. And if you have a better plan, then generally it's going to produce better outputs because it's going to have a better definition of done if you have a nice plan than if you don't.
Got it. Okay. So I want to add favorites to the app. Okay. Integrated everywhere with Superbase for this app.
Superbase or Supabase?
Super base. Like that?
No,
I say
the Nicki Minaj song.
Yeah,
I wish
is
you
it
could
named
play Nicki Minaj right now. On the screen.
is that product named after a Nicki Minaj song? I gotta know this. Can someone clarify?
Man, that takes me back to a time, that song.
All I can see is Joseph Gordon-Levitt doing the lip sync contest with Jimmy Fallon, where he does this song. Have y'all seen this?
No, you're not to tell me that.
So good. Yeah,
so good.
Amazing.
All right, so I'm also noticing you got a little new model here, James.
I do have a new model, and I can click on this model, and I strategically picked models that wouldn't get me fired. So
Always good.
this is honestly, I saw my good friend Frank Kruger, the Krugster, who I podcast with Merge Conflict, and he was like, "Wow, he's like the model picker is a graveyard of all these things." I was like, "Dude, it's like the update's out. Go update it in stable even." And this is the new model picker. It's my new favorite. How does this work actually?
So there's a set of default kind of models that are opinionated from our team that are included in this list by default. So Opus, Sonnet 4.6, and Codex, as well as auto mode. So these are based off, like, people always ask, like, what is the best model in Copilot? Like those sorts of questions, right? And so based off kind of what we see in our offline evaluations and online data, like we basically surface the top models that we see from those things here. So this is kind of our opinionated view. And then any model that you use recently would also show up in this list. So like you recently used GPT 5.4, so that shows up here. And we'll constantly be tweaking that kind of default list that you see at the top. Of course, you can always get to more models here. I think we're going to maybe change some of the way that this works so that it doesn't feel so hidden if it's in other models. Like when 5.4 launched, like you had to go into other models to see it, right? So that's kind of problematic. But I overall like it because I know my model picker was getting a little unwieldy with all the new model shipping. Of course, you could always go into manage models and hide and show things, but still.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay,
and then
you got some plating going on here. Questions?
I just want every feature.
And this is our new UI. So you can see this. Like you can also use your keyboard to drive this, by the way, I believe. So you don't even have to click necessarily. Let's try that out.
I'm trying it.
Go right, left, up, down, enter numbers.
Let's see. No, I wanted to do all the thing. Minimal basic account page, minimal plus signed in user profiles, more account features later. Let's do basic. I'm pretty basic, so let's do it. Yeah, that's pretty. Actually, the keyboard, that's kind of nice. I didn't realize I am a mouse clicker, so never going to use that.
Yes, I was like this. I'm telling this to the wrong person right now.
Like I don't even know what a keyboard is. I only know how to use. I only use voice and mouse. That's how I code. That's it. So I don't even
love that
keyboard. Should it just
so for fetch? Yeah, go ahead and click that. Yeah, so 5.4 is showing like really promising stuff in our offline evals. It's quite snappy. I really like 5.3 Codex, but it does have like a little bit of a longer kind of trajectory time, and also like sometimes can feel a little less responsive. But you're noticing like how quickly things are streaming in here with 5.4. So
that does look much faster. That looks way improved over 5.3 in terms of speed. What's the reasoning level you have that set at?
High, baby, high. That's the default.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, by the way, you can go into settings and you can say model.
Turn this off.
Are you sure
default.
It's high as the default?
Yeah, it's high right here.
Huh. Medium is the default in the CLI. Interesting.
High. It's one thinking for. I guess that's Anthropic, huh? Is there?
So do responses. So we're gonna add thinking effort to model picker. By the way, that's something that's very.
I bet to default.
I believe it is set to medium for 5.4. And usually, so people ask me this also. There was a thread over the weekend because I said, okay, we have 5.3 codecs, right? And you can set that to extra high in insiders, now stable thinking effort, because there's a lot of people saying that's best. Generally, we actually like maybe don't get enough credit. We do set thinking levels quite high. Like Opus is set to high default as an example, right? And people are like, assume that we have no thinking on or we have low thinking effort. It's set to high. And we really do inform this based off our evals. There's a lot of trade-offs, right? Like you can prompt simple things, you can prompt complex things. Some things require more thinking or less. And there's trade-offs with bumping up thinking. Like you may just like end up making your turn time for your agent take way longer if you just bump up thinking just because you think it's better. Yeah. So like it's not always better, and there's a lot of trade-offs there. And so just to call out that we do typically inform our defaults based off what we're seeing in our evals and also partnership with the model providers. It's not just like some rando setting we decide to set.
I like that. I also do, this is my new favorite hack too, by the way. You can do default model for different agents. Yep. So here when you toggle, also we need a default for the coding main agent, by the way. Can you put that feature request in? When you toggle it. So for example, if I was to do a new window and I toggle between like plan, it automatically switches. So if I do, let's say codecs, then switch to plan, it switches to 5.4 automatically because that's my default planner, PM mindset in general. And then you can also default model. So some of them have a picker, which is nice, and then other ones don't. But there's like default model for inline chat, default model for explore agent. There's one for that's a thinking effort. There's one down here for ask agent model. That's a good one, actually. Maybe like a haiku model would be good. We need pickers, explore agent model. And then there's this one, which is the implement agent, which I set to 5.3 codecs as well. Now, PyBog, we can see that this has been saved to a memory.
Yep.
And I see memories happen all the time. Really quick. Memories just happen and automatically it's remembering stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of feature requests for memory. And so now out of the box, GitHub Copilot has memories. There's user level memories, session level memories, and repository level memories. So there's different levels to them. And yeah, it should help over time learn how you like to work, learn different things about your project, your working style, and that should be reflected in these memories, which hopefully over time should improve the amount of like correction you have to give the agent because it just knows how you like to work.
I love it. Okay. I just gave this a ginormous, this is actually a really big change. Like I'm adding authentication, user accounts, favorites, a whole bunch of stuff to it. So I think that this is a good candidate to change whatever this is down here to a different, do I change? So I'm getting ready to implement now, or I'm getting ready to fire off a thing. I have default approvals, bypass approvals, I assume YOLO, and then autopilot. What are the three that's going on?
So default approvals is just like you're using the agent as like it comes out of the box. So like if it tries to use an MCP, like it's going to ask you, do you want to use this MCP? It's going to ask you if you want to execute a terminal command. And so some people really like that level of partnership with the model where they want to manually review everything. And I will say there's certain situations, even as someone who's going to typically use this bypass approvals or autopilot option, where I would use default approvals. So like a big one for me is whenever I'm touching infra, like I do not want autopilot touching my infra, right? So like if I have Azure MCP or something like this, right? Like I never want that to happen. So that's a case where I am going default approvals because I want close, like, but if we're just writing code to disk, right? I really care way less. Bypass approvals is like the equivalent of YOLO mode. So the interesting thing are auto approve. I think you have to have a corporate, we work at Microsoft. So there is at least some, there's some corporate branding in here. So yeah, like the nice thing about this is it's going to auto approve all tool calls. There's another kind of frustrating state that you would occasionally get into where maybe you are running even YOLO mode and like there's some network thing or something and the model drops. And then you just get this like, there was an error, try again. And that's frustrating because you might like go do something else and then come back and you're like, I thought the thing would be done, right? So this will also auto retry an error. So if there's like errors hitting the API, it's like, great, we'll just try again. And most of the time that's enough to keep it going. So it's kind of a combination of YOLO and also like this auto retry for the API, which is quite nice. We already had this available in the product, but most people didn't even know. I mean, I'm sure you guys have to answer questions all the time, like the YOLO setting and things like that, right? It's just not super it's not super visible, right?
It's also it also is very yelly. It's like very
it's a massive disclaimer on that mug.
Yeah. Yes.
Or you can now use like Docker containers or auto configure all this stuff.
Yeah, and there is also like if you're like I want more safety, there is a sandbox option, right? We shipped that last month, so you can use kind of our sandbox, which provides like process and network isolation as well. Okay, so that brings us to Autopilot. So this is like everything that is in bypass approvals plus like there is very forceful prompting to basically make sure that it will keep working until it's actually solved your goal. So typically the way that agents work is it works until the agent returns a stop command. And then you get like the nice summary. It's like, I did the thing. But in an autopilot mode, basically what's happening is it's continuously like being like, did you really do the thing? Basically, even after you get the stop back from the model. And so it's kind of, I know Burke did a whole video on this, so he can tell me if there's things he wants to add. But it's basically like being much more forceful about making sure that it's actually solving your problem. Whereas sometimes even when you're running YOLO and agent, it may like think it solved your problem, but it didn't actually like solve your problem, right? Burke, anything to add?
No, that's the way I understand it as well, that agents look for, what they're looking for is a completion token. Yes, and they actually decide what that is, right? Yes, the model figures that out. And so what Autopilot does is, as Patrick was explaining it to me, is exactly what you said, Pierce. It goes back and says, yeah, but are you 100% sure that, do you have 100%? So what that does is it just forces the agent to look for this high order confidence bit. And because it has a really hard time getting that token, it just keeps on going until it gets there. Yeah.
And there's also some models, like, I mean, if you've ever used in any AI product, right? Some models like have a tendency to like stop earlier than others and things like that, right? So this is like also making sure that regardless of what model you're using, it's continuing until it's actually solved your thing. So this is like my new default. Personally, I just run everything in autopilot unless I'm touching infra, like I said earlier.
I like that. All right, let's do it. I'm touching infra, but not really. Whoa! Enable. Yeah. Good. Okay. Ooh, it's yellow.
Every security pop-up ever, just spam enable.
Whatever. I updated my Mac OS this morning, and it was like, accept EULA? Okay.
Worst. Dude, I installed Tiny Clips, and I had to turn on like 9 different. It's not even your fault, right?
It's not my fault.
Mac OS, yeah.
Dude, I had to build that entire setup wizard because it'd be so confusing.
Man.
Yeah, Tiny Clips, you want to do this? You want to do this? Are you sure you want to do this? You're like, yes.
Apple, do you want me to use this computer or not? Right? Like,
is this a Swift UI app? I'm downloading. It's downloading now, by the way. Tiny Clips.
It is. It's like 2 megabytes, so you should be able to.
I saw that. It was tiny, and I was like, well, this isn't bundling some other runtime, so this is encouraging.
It's you know what? I actually love this tool, and I'll tell you why.
Because you made the original.
Well, the thing I hate about the built-in screenshot tool is it doesn't copy it to your clipboard by default.
It's so frustrating.
It shows it in a little window, and you got to run over there and try to right-click and copy before it goes away.
So it's so frustrating. It's so
I hate it so much. Yeah.
Dude, just wait. I have a whole Clips Manager UI coming out. I have like notification. I got a bunch of stuff. All right, so I just start implementing, and it's in autopilot mode. Is it going? Context is okay. 53%. We're good. Roll YOLO. Go. Yeah. Someone give me the green light.
Do it.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Okay. So now it's just going. So now at this point, we are fully cooking on autopilot. Like it's like a Tovala or whatever, right? You scanned a QR code and then you put it in, and I guess it just is done when it's done. Is that accurate? Are we Tovalaing? I think that's what the name of that product is. And we got fork option.
I wonder who added that.
Bog did.
Bogs.
Okay, so it's going. It's working.
It's doing the thing. It's working. I noticed we're working in Codex. So
we are. How do you feel about that? That's why it took a little bit
I actually really like Codex. Like for me, like you notice, like it took a second for it to stream in. It is one of the models that has a little bit worse like time to first token than some of the other models. So like for an interactive scenario, it's maybe not the best. Like if I'm going back and forth a lot with the model, but this is where like I would say my partnership with the model has changed, right? Like we're in autopilot mode. So I would say generally, like if I'm running something like YOLO or autopilot, right, I'm working on 2-3 things at least at once, right? And so for me, like, of course, like it'd be great if it finished in 10 seconds, but like the way that I'm working now, like it's the task, even though it's like the foreground chat, it's not the background chat. like it's backgrounded for me, right? In terms of how I use the product. And so if that's the case, then, oh, I love this so much. What you're doing right now. So yeah, like I would say like it produces really high quality outputs. And for me, the fact that it's a little less interactive doesn't matter because my work style is more asynchronous partnership with the model these days than me sitting down and literally like drilling the model for exactly what I want.
I love it. Okay. It's just going to cook. I think we'll come back to it and we'll head over to Burke. I mean, that's the cool part about now. It's just, there's really nothing for us to do. We just kind of,
we open just integrated browser to TikTok and,
also I will point that out. Yeah, we did talk about that before, but you can go over and then the one thing I didn't get here is if I wanted to go to github.com. I don't know if SSO works. I had a hard time getting Okta to pop up, so maybe we can fix that.
So Okta won't pop up, but if you did like a personal account, it will work. It works. So there's some dialogues that are suppressed, I think.
Pierce, will this do like OAuth flows?
Yeah.
So like, okay.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
It does.
That's super powerful. So this is like one of the really nice things that Simple Browser couldn't do. Like it, it didn't have auth state. It couldn't handle all these things. And that like basically made it useless for most like real world apps that actually have auth, right? And so that's all fixed in this. Because you're basically using Chromium when you use this, right? You're using a real browser. This isn't like a web view that we're loading in VS Code.
It even opens a new tab. You see that like even opened a new tab automatically.
Can you pop that out?
Yeah.
No, not that tab. The browser tab.
I thought you could.
You should be able to just drag it, James. Yeah.
Oh, I did drag it. It's
away from.
Oh no! I hit the maximize on another window. Okay, here we go. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can just pop it like that. I have my ultra wide set to 1920 by 1080, so it's very upset.
Wait, what monitor do you have?
I have this. It is a LG Costco ultra wide. I don't know, it's like $300.
Thin and wide or
medium? It's a medium thickness.
What's the one, Pierce, that the VS Code team has? Nobody can tell me what this is. I want to buy it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I also, you asked me the other day. I have no idea what the like ultra wide curved monitor setup that many people on the team run. I'm a dual monitor guy personally, so I can't relate.
I got one for that.
Maybe I should move. Maybe I'm not a real developer unless I have a curved ultra wide monitor. Like this is what I'm missing.
This one is a curved ultra wide. It was like I wanted to like dabble my toes to see what I thought, because I used to have like triple monitors, and I went with this one from Costco, and it was like the jam. So
you have like the noisiest possible mechanical keyboard, because if you do, you are actually a developer. You've hit all the requirements.
Yes, that is true. Wait, y'all don't have the well, I'm on a Mac now, temporarily at least, and so I have like the keyboard with the
button,
the Touch ID.
Yes, which is super nice. Yeah, it's
really
just
nice.
Yes,
we have a lot of like auth stuff we have to do for Microsoft, and like always be authing, right? So like having the Touch ID is critical.
Yeah. If you don't have like a laptop that's looking at you for Windows that's just doing your face unlock, then it's super annoying. All right, Burke, you're on deck.
All right, let me share
it up, but just
share.
Tell me when.
Entire screen. What could possibly go wrong? How's this resolution? Throw me up.
Throwing him up. That's beautiful.
Throw me up.
Yeah, just hit that hide button. Hit that little hide button. You see it? You see it?
Oh yeah.
Don't hit stop sharing. Just hit hide. There you go.
Well, I have to get over there. Like I'm moving from PC to Mac. Why does the mouse move so slow?
You can change it. It's a setting.
I can't. Like I'm literally like to get from one side of the monitor to the other.
That's true.
I will say I'm very proud of us. Today you both managed to share your screen without us having to leave the stream and restart to give permission. So we've made massive improvement over last week.
We're pro. We're pro.
I'm not using Safari, and I want to use Safari, but it just doesn't work anywhere. And listen, Apple, if you're watching the stream,
Apple, Tim Apple.
Hire me. I want to work on this for you, and I want this to be good.
It's not a hiring advertisement for you to leave.
There's no reason
absolutely
for it to not work on basic things, man. Come on, this browser. Everyone's using this browser on their phones. Fix it, please. Fix it, please. Okay. Wait, how do I fix my mouse? Hold on.
Mouse.
Yeah, I just asked Apple to hire me on
the tracking speed.
Do. Oh, that's so much better.
It is.
We'll
Yeah.
put it right there. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's talk about workflows. I just did a video on this. We're going to cover pretty much the same material here. Like and subscribe. I won't do any shameless plugs though. So one of the things that I was looking at last week was like, how do we automate workflows? In other words, right now in people's workflows, it looks like this, right? Like you prompt, and then there's this agent response, and then prompt, and then agent response, and then hopefully out the other end, you get something that works. And then there's this concept of Ralph loops, and then we'll talk about why this is important for workflows. So in a Ralph loop is different. It's just a while loop with a prompt that just gets run over and over and over again. And the first time I saw this, I was like, why would you do this? This doesn't make any sense to me. Number one, because I don't know how you would do that with Visual Studio Code. Although, Pierce, I think you can. I think there is a plugin that allows you to do this by leveraging the LLM API behind the scenes.
There's a repo I can share. I demoed it at one of our internal office hours, but you can do Ralph loops in VS Code.
You can.
Without any special extensions, just using hooks and such.
So one of the things that Ralph does is, so like, let's just take a look at a simple Ralph loop, because this doesn't make any sense when you see it like this. So in a Ralph loop, and let me kind of maximize the text here. It's just a while loop, and in this case, I have a counter. So it's only going to run a max of 1,000 times. And then it's looking, very interestingly, it's looking for unchecked items in like the most naive way here in this PRD. And then running this Copilot -- YOLO, which is approve all and plus -P. So if people don't know that you can do this, like what happens when you actually run Copilot -P?
Yeah, people don't know about -P at all, you know?
Right. And so what this does is it just fires up Copilot, right? Does whatever the prompt says to do, and then returns it to the chat. And so 3 premium requests.
Nice.
For me to say hello.
Nice.
Yeah. But of course we have unlimited requests, which we have acknowledged before that we are not a good sample for the real world. And it's the best part of working at Microsoft is that you don't have to count requests, but we are aware that you do.
People ask me, Burke, by the way, and they ask me about that. And I actually have, and this is a Pierce best practice, is I have my Microsoft account linked. I also have a separate account, which is just a pro account that I use as well for real world testing scenarios. So like I try to live both worlds. However, 99% of the time I'm unlimited, baby.
I know. I'm recognizing that I don't live in the real world. And anyway, okay. So with this, right, like this is super powerful. So you can now compose all kinds of workflows here. And so in the Ralph loop, what happens is you create a prompt file, and in that prompt file, you basically are giving it instructions about what to do, right? You're building up a workflow from scratch here. You're being run in a loop. You have this persistent memory that lives in progress.txt. There's nothing in there. Read the PRD, which is this file here, and then basically loop over it until it's all done. Now, this PRD for me is I'm trying to port an application that I talk about all the time, but it's this one that John Galloway and I built on stream sometime back. Where did my windows go? What'd y'all do to my windows? There it is. It's this one right here. And I always use this because it's like complex enough, but not so complex that you can't understand what's happening. But there's like auth, there's a database, there's permissions, there's routing, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. And so what I did was I went through and created a PRD using AI to port this from static web apps, Blazor ASP.NET to JavaScript. So that's what this PRD does. So the concept here, the idea behind Ralph is that every single time it runs, it gets a fresh context window. And context, I made a video on this yesterday, but context windows can be thought about as like, most people think about them as like memory. They're like, well, context windows like memory, right? Like you said a thing, then the agent said a thing, then you said a thing, and it's up there, right? Like it's memory, except for that's a really bad way to think about it. It's more like a room, And the more stuff you put in that room, right? So if you've ever watched an episode of Hoarders on TLC.
Hoarders reference.
Okay. Hopefully I'm not triggering anybody here, but if you ever watched that, right? Like imagine what it's like to try to work in that space. That's what the AI is trying to do when you've got the context window crammed full of 26 different concepts. Okay. Yep. It can't do anything. It's not like you. It's considering literally everything in the context window. And this is why when people are like, we need bigger context windows, because they think that that's going to give the agent more memory, but it doesn't. That's not to say that we shouldn't give people as big a context window as they want, right? We've talked about this before. We're all in favor of doing that wherever we can. But said to say that the idea behind Ralph keys in on this, that give it a fresh context window and let it just bring forward what it learned from the previous run. So how do you run this thing? It's super simple. You just, and in fact, I'm going to copy. Am I going to copy? What is this? I'm not even in the right folder.
What is this? What is this button?
What am I doing?
What is a folder?
I'm too zoomed in. I can't even function. I'm going to kill this.
You zoom out.
There we go. Okay. So let me copy this. So let's copy, what is it? CP-R. You know what? Forget this, man.
Crack out.
What? Copy this folder. Wait, hold on. Wait. Copy this folder, not this folder. I'll give you the folder name, and the folder name that I give you, I want you to create 2 copies of it and put it inside a demos folder that's in the dev folder. The folder is the URL list. Okay. Why do for yourself what Opus 4.6 can do for you?
It's so good.
Is it going to work? Run it. Looks like it worked. All right. Demos. Yeah, there we go. All right. So let's go to the URL.
That was quick.
Port 1. And then let's reopen code. So if we're going to run this thing, then we're just doing, it's literally just.
You just run it. Yeah, it's just running a script on a thing. So you're like, oh, I go in and I create this big thing. I plan it out, blah, blah, blah. I guess you could have the agent also just in a Ralph loop, create the PRD until you're happy with it, right? You could have like a planning Ralph loop and then also like a implementation Ralph loop, or both in the same.
There's so many different ways to do this. Yeah, right. There's no reason that you can't run both at the same time. Yeah. But this concept of like sticking Copilot inside of a script, well, I had this idea. So like, what if you could come to a GitHub repo and open an issue, and then when you did that, there's like a job that's running on some server, and it pulls the issue in, triages it, decides whether or not it should be worked on, assigns it to Copilot, and then merges it back to main. Now,
like an agentic workflow.
Agentic workflow. And so I built this.
Oh.
And I'm going to regret this so much.
I regret every new repository I create.
We need to say that more on the stream. I feel like we're not challenging ourselves if we're not saying, I might regret this.
I may regret this. I may.
So here's what this looks like. And y'all know what this is.
Oh, I know what this is.
We talked about this last time.
Where's my coffee shop? Where's my coffee shop?
Your coffee shop was one of the first buildings.
No, it's right there to your left. To your left.
Wait, is this it?
No, it's next to Cinnamon. Nope, it's to the left. Keep going. Spin it around. There it is. See, there's a little, you can sit outside, drink coffee right there. To your right. To your right. To your right. That's it.
Look at what Kayla did.
Okay, I know.
What Kayla did.
Look at my garbage.
Wait, go to mine.
Where's yours?
Here's the Pierce Pub.
Look, this is what Daniel did, the pineapple.
That's good.
Whereas Pierce's is over.
Mine is a dive bar.
Yeah, nice. It does look like a dive bar. Hold on.
There it is. Yeah.
There it is. Look at what Evan did.
Wait, can you go in the building yet?
You can, but it's like
is this 3JS?
Mine's coffee shops. There should be.
There's nothing in it.
Is there anything in my coffee shop?
In other buildings, like somebody Ivy produced who's on.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
What's in my coffee shop? I didn't even go into my coffee shop.
Did you put anything in there?
I don't know. I told it to figure it out.
There's no beer in my pub, so that's a problem.
Yeah. Hey, oh, that's good.
There's coffee in there. Okay, so what's in here?
Right.
Hey,
Oh,
interesting.
Cupcakes.
There should be cinnamon in
there. Okay, so
cinnamon should be like sprinkling down from the sky.
Yes.
That'd be
yes.
cool. Particles.
Oh, that would.
But if you know anything about particles in
rain,
rain, you know it's going to be a problem when we try to do this. Burke and I spent 8 hours trying to get Three.js to rain like 6 months ago.
I remember that. Now hold on, let me show you how this actually works in practice here, because this will be interesting.
What are you typing into?
I'm over here in a different window because I don't want y'all to see.
I see.
To see my internet history.
Yeah, that's
not that there's anything bad in there. It's a work machine, but like I don't ever know what's going to come up, right? Like I don't want it to be.
On Edge, you can actually turn off drop-down search history.
Ooh.
Well. Yeah, it's a pro tip.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really easy.
To save a macOS screenshot to the clipboard, press Control in addition to the other keys. What? So wait a minute.
What are you doing?
It's Shift. Hold on. So it's controlled. No, that doesn't work.
Are you talking about tiny clips?
No.
No.
This comment here from Joshua Polefree.
To save a screenshot to the clipboard, press Control in addition to that's too many. Command 4, press Control Shift Command 4.
So let's look at how this actually works, because it borrows this concept from Ralph, which is embedding the non-interactive call to Copilot into a script that's just running on my machine. So every time someone opens an issue here, and it's not running at the moment, but if we look at closed issues, so let's pull up Eiffel Tower, Vibes Coffee Shop. Who did that? Oh, Joel Norman did that.
Oh, nice. I already have mine's a coffee roastery, so technically.
Cherry Blossom Park. Let's pull that up. So what it does is when you open an issue, this is me, but it's not me. Oh, this one got rejected. Interesting. Where is the very greatest building in town?
Oh, nice.
Okay, so here's a great one. So what it does is when you go in here, and obviously somebody did this with AI, which is very interesting, but the town planning committee, so it looks at the issue and then it has to decide, like, is this something that I should build? Because you can imagine that maybe someone would try to add a building that we don't want in AI town because it isn't very nice, right? And so that's the first thing it does. And then if it passes that, then it hands it off to Copilot and it's like, yo, this person actually has a really good prompt here, but a lot of people are just like, give me a coffee shop with some, right? So
that was mine. Yeah.
Right. So then it boosts it and it gets really, really specific. And this is for the sake of Three.js, right? Look at how specific this is. And that's how you get these really nice detailed buildings. And then what it does is it adds this and it assigns it to Copilot. So now we're using Copilot CLI running locally, and we're going to assign it to the coding agent. So then the coding agent picks it up. Where are we at? This one here, pull request. Coding agent picks it up, right? And then goes to work. And then what happens is the local host pulls it down, the job pulls it down, looks at the PR, makes sure that it builds, make sure that there's no conflicts. If there's merge conflicts, which there aren't here, it will assign it back to the coding agent and say, fix your own merge conflict. Because it's the coding agent's job to fix the merge conflict, not the orchestrator's job. And then we'll merge it to main. And so at this point, what we have is essentially like a dev team that's just running on my behalf, right? I'm not doing anything. It's doing safety checks. It's making sure that things merge. Now, yes, we're creating a Three.js AI town, but the point is that people can see that you can compose these workflows in the real world. There's nothing to stop you from putting Copilot inside of a script and executing all kinds of logic that actually triages your backlog and puts these agentic workflows together. I'm just looking at the chat here.
Everyone's just talking about snipping shortcuts.
We should just, no one cares about agentic workflows. It's all how to copy.
Josh Spicer from the VS Code team was just messaging me saying you're doing it wrong, basically, for screenshots. So
who said that? Who told you that?
Josh Spicer. He just sent us a message saying you're
doing
it wrong.
How do you do it?
He said remap, copy.
Nope, I'm out. I'm out. Josh, no.
Install Tiny Clips, problem solved.
Yeah.
The rug pull is coming. Tiny Clips is free now. I'm waiting for that 99 cents a month to drop. James,
I got you covered.
Well, you based it on it, man.
You can take a screenshot and then you can do markup on top of it. So then you can do arrows. I got a bunch of good stuff, and then you do videos and you can trim it, because Burke did one for Windows. I was like, I got to do one for Mac over here. So
I do love what you're building here, though, Burke. Like, to me,
crazy.
It's like I really say this all the time, and I believe it. Like, we're getting to the point that you're really just limited by like your own creativity and taste. And obviously you still have to like somewhat work with the agent, but like that is like what is the future of our jobs? Like, honestly, like we sit on the VS Code team and we'll just talk for like an hour and a half, you know, sometimes every day, and we'll say like, what should we do? Because of course you can build anything, right? That's not the problem anymore. It's like, are you building the right thing? Are you exercising your creativity and taste? That's actually the hard part. And so that's what I find so cool about this, is it's like, you just have this idea and like you can execute on it immediately now because of these coding agents. And in the case of this example, the coding agent is central to the flow of the app actually working, which is pretty cool too.
Well, and I love this because I think already, Burke, is like I'm always going into like the GitHub mobile app and I'm like, I have an idea, and I give it like a sentence and I'm like, good luck. But what I should really do is like create an issue, and then I should have an agent that's going off refining it, kind of like if I was to go in plan mode, and then it should go ahead and ask me for approval, and then it should go ahead and start like that's actually the better flow. Because like what I do today, if I have time, which I never do, is I open up like Copilot in the GitHub mobile app. I said, let's create a plan. Let's do this thing. Then I try to copy it and I try to do a thing. But it's like, actually, I want these things to validate itself and come up with this action plan on the code base. And that this is neat. And then I want to approve it wherever I'm at. Right. So that's so cool. I think also I 100%
agree with that. And I think
Tiny Tooltown is doing something similar, because when people submit a tool, I think there's a triager agent as well, Burke, that Hanselman's using. So I think you two are like on the same page here.
So, is there?
Yeah, he has like about that. He's got like a bunch of agents that are orchestrating themselves to do like triage and verification and updating and all this stuff as well. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's as complex as yours, though. That's for sure. I don't think it's doing what you're doing, which is like really cool.
We have this on the VS Code team. Like, I mean, we're one of the world's largest open source repos. So like we're using agentic workflows. It does initial triage passes. So we have a lot of this automation we've set up, which has helped. And then we even actually have our own Google Chrome /Edge extension that we built that like layers on additional UI on github.com to help with like AI triage and things like that. And so we're kind of self-hosting with this. And like, if it works really well for our repo, then maybe we bring it into GitHub itself, right? Because like that's a big problem now. Like you just get so many, and also AI generated stuff, which sometimes is like nice and high quality, and sometimes it's just like AI slop, right? Getting filed against the issue.
All right, I want to take it one more level then. So what if then we could abstract up again to where we're not even working with the CLI or Copilot at all, but we're working with it rather via like a more human mechanism. So in this case, we might say, hey, Max, I noticed that the AI Town repo has 3 issues sitting out there that have not been assigned to the agent. Can you just check on the action and the processes there and see what is going on? No. Max, are you okay? Max may be dead. We'll see here in a second. I don't think it shows, but I've been using this, and this is something we could talk about as well later, but this is just a bot that, so looking into it, right? Checking issues, workflow runs, I'll report back shortly. This is just a bot I built, and people can install this, but it's not about my bot. Anybody can do this with the Copilot SDK, right? Yep. Just build your own bot. It's super easy to do. And because the Copilot CLI has this concept of infinite sessions and a SQLite memory, the bot has a memory that just works, right? Yep. You don't have to do anything. It's just out of the box. And so what I've done is I've started to use it, and it knows that I have a dev folder. It knows about my GitHub repos. Because the MCP server is built in for GitHub, it can really go out and start triaging and doing things for me. So this is how I work now. Mostly is I'm actually talking to an agent that then's talking to the CLI. So what happened here? The dispatch bot runs every 5 minutes and should be picking these up. There was one transient failure 2 days ago.
Oops.
My guess is they're queued up, but the bot limits concurrent Copilot agents. Right. And so here, then I would be like,
nudge it.
Let's go ahead and start the, make sure the dispatch is running locally. Let's not rely on the action. So just fire up the dispatch locally, please.
Did you just also heart that message?
On accident. Apparently I did.
On purpose. You're like, that's great. Oh, no, you didn't know. Oh, did you just remove the heart?
No, it's like Telegram's doing that. I don't even know.
I've never used Telegram.
And the other thing is you can see that it's dispatching. So it dispatches to workers in the background instead of trying to do things on the main thread. So it can do a bunch of things at one time, right? Like that's I can say, I don't know. I could do, I don't know, some other contrived demo. But this idea of like composing, like think about all the places that you can use Copilot. You can use it in Visual Studio Code. You can use it in the CLI. You can use it via the SDK. You can use it on GitHub.com with the coding agent. Put all those things together. It's magic. It's just incredible what you can build. That's it. That's my TED Talk.
Well, and I think the cool thing about the SDK, I was telling someone this the other day, like, the thing that I'm realizing is like, of course, we'll have opinionated patterns we build for VS Code, for CLI, for all these things. But like the thing that the SDK really unlocks for you is, and I'm seeing this even on the VS Code team, like people can build the coding agent client for how they want to work. And that used to be impractical, right? And now because the model's very good at writing UI quickly, and also because you already have the agent runtime, which is the really hard part, packaged up in an SDK, every single person with Copilot can create their own experience for how they want to work. And that is unique to Copilot and very, very powerful, which is like, maybe in the future, we just have all of our own clients for these coding agents for like, this is how Pierce wants to work. This is how Burke wants to work.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is how James wants to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, it's an incredible time to start thinking about, like, don't think about the CLI or don't think about Visual Studio Code as the interface. Right. Yeah. Just think about it as like an example of an interface, and you can also build your own on top of Copilot and put all these things together.
Yep.
Yeah, you're totally right. Right. There's nothing to stop you from just building whatever you want. And I've noticed that a lot of people are doing this. There's a lot of people on the team that are just building various bots and different ways of interfacing with Copilot without even being at their desk.
Well, I have one. It's called DevOS. And basically what it is it uses all the primitives we have on GitHub. It'll boot up a code space. It will pre-install it with Copilot CLI. It'll kick off Copilot CLI. Because it's in a code space, you automatically get dev tunneling. So I can connect from DevOS to the dev tunnel. And because it's a cloud dev environment, right, I can also always click a button, open in VS Code on my iPad or whatever, and it's opening the code space in the browser. And so if I ever do want to literally jump into the code, I can do that. And so that's something I hacked together in like 2 hours. And I use that all the time.
Well, I think Pang has a mobile app, right, out there for doing
Pang has a mobile app. Like, I think like there's like 5 different bot implementations similar to what Burke has here on the VS Code team. Like Tyler on the VS Code team and I have been working on one called George, which is also similar. It's a little bit more persona based. Like you're the CEO and we have like CTO agent, and then it has like minions that it can spawn to, right? So like there's different kind of flows and you can build it for like how you want. Ours is like all about quality and things like that, how you build high quality code. But yeah, like Pung has Augmente, which is an ACP client for mobile. So like everybody, that's what's so exciting about right now. You can literally create anything, right? It's like almost, that's what I'm saying. Like the hard part is actually knowing what is the thing I should be doing, because you could do anything, right? So your taste matters more than ever.
So what I would say to people is just like, what is it that you need to automate, and then just automate it. So for instance, hey, the other day the team had an AMA on the GitHub Copilot subreddit. Could you write up a 2-page summary of that for leadership and just email it to me in a Google Doc is fine.
Yep.
And the reason why I'm doing all this stuff in Google Docs is because I don't have it. This is running on a machine not connected to work.
Yep.
Because I'm afraid of having it have access to it, so it's isolated. But yeah, you're exactly right, Pierce. It's like people don't know what to build, but it's like, what are you doing right now? What was that? The thing you're about to do? Can you automate that with Copilot? Do it right now. It's so much fun.
We had John Gallo on my team. We do these internally. We have like these office hours. Like you think of our community stand-ups that we do on like .NET and like things like that. And even this, like John Galloway like does these internal ones like CLI, VS Code, like with the product teams and the engineering teams. And we have like newsletters we send out, and there's like all these updates. And then what he's doing is he's like doing these newsletters, you know, and he's got this huge email basically write up. And he's like, dude, I'm just going to automate this. So he wrote a command line, and then I PR'd it as well for the VS Code one. But what it'll do is it'll do a weekly summary of like everything that was released in like the CLI, the SDK, VS Code. It'll then use WorkIQ, and then it'll go and grab the transcription notes from the meeting, the Teams meeting. It'll like embed the thing, and then it'll create an entire markdown that he can copy and paste into the newsletter template. Nice. And then boom, he's done. So what used to take him an hour or two of work now takes him like 2 minutes and done. Like,
yeah, incredible.
Yeah. And then he reviews it and he's good to go, right? It's like incredible because you've already done it once. You know what you want, just go and do it again.
And the thing that you'll figure out, chat. So like I'm seeing like Napalm Codes, great name. I just automated generating my tech specs. Perfect. Yeah. And then the thing that you figure out when you do this is you're like, oh, well, if the AI is going to do that, then what am I going to do? Like a billion other things.
Yeah.
Like once you start automating things, you're like, oh my gosh, I can do so much. It really is like a superpower.
And Pybog knows, like, I was a big power automate person, like flow person. I had like hundreds of flows because I love automation. I'm like, I do it once, I can automate it. But also with power automation, like which is great. There's a bunch of connectors and auth stuff and all this other thing. So once I unlocked like the CLI and the SDK and these things, I was like, whoa, I've like cranked up superpowers like with WorkIQ, and I can just do all of this and just like say run and just basically put my work automation into a Ralph loop and just say every Friday, go do this thing. Like if, you know, why waste those precious keystrokes? Do we want to check on my Supabase integration? What's going on?
Yeah, and I actually got to run. So
classic.
I'll let you guys close it out. Sorry. It's back-to-back weeks here where I have a 10 a.m.
Yeah, do you want to check on it's whatever you want to do.
I'm doing it. Okay, I'm going to do full entire screen one, terrifying share. Okay. I'll bring it up. Boop. I have to remove your screen. Boop, boop. Mount Haiku. Bum. Okay, it did it. This actually finished about 25 minutes ago. So it's just been sitting here. So it did do it. Now here's what's really nice about this is it changed 1,000 lines of code. Looks like client state. It actually created an entire, I love that it's doing this. It's like, here's how to go set up Supabase. I could add the Supabase MCP, of course, and then it would be easily to scaffold this out. But that's cool. But I did tell it to work in multiple modes. So let's see what we have here. Let's go and drop this down. Boom. And so this is cool. So it's like local only sync, Supabase environment org. Let's go ahead and search the town. And let's do tiny clips, obviously. Oh, we got a little favorite button. Boop. Oh, we got a favorite. Yeah, that's good. Boom. There it is. I mean, that's pretty solid. Now it does have the login, and you favorited there. You can unfavorite it again. It should have some animations, but you know.
Is that being saved to a database?
That's being saved locally right now, but it does have, it's ready. I just need to set up Supabase.
Wait a minute. Is this the admin that you're looking at?
No, this is just like the app, right? So
wait, why did go back to login? Why did it look light there for? Oh, do you change it to light mode? Is that what you did?
Oh. So in Tiny Town, in Tiny Town, when you submit your app, there's all of these themes.
Oh, you can pick a theme. Yeah, because why not?
You can pick a theme. So I vibe coded this live preview out over here as well. So I also vibe coded out, by the way, when you want to submit your own tiny tool, you just can do the tiny tool submitter, which uses the Copilot CLI. You point it at your repo and it'll automatically spit it out and submit a issue directly to the repo that gets triaged with .NET or NPM. You decide. I made both. I published it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, because like he's like, oh, what you would do is it would like submit your tool and then I have to log in, but it basically fills out an issue. I'm like, I don't got time to fill out an issue.
Yeah, AI is very capable of doing that.
Yeah, so I said, go figure it out. So what I did is inside of, if I was to go to Tiny Tool Town here and I search and I look for James Montemagno, right? I have a bunch of tiny tools, but each of them have a different theme going on here, right?
That's awesome. What's the Andy one? What is that?
Andy? Oh, this one, Andy TV. Oh, see, this is a different.
Look at that theme. Yeah, that's a Gemini theme if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. So it's just like, boom, good to go, right? And then you can favorite it, bam, boom, boom. And then here, so this is his default theme for the entire app. So, right, that's the GeoSpaces, GeoCities one. But when you,
I mean, I get it, but also no, thank you.
Yeah, no thanks. So then you can pick your theme. And then also what I do, by the way, is I run this Copilot says, and that runs the CLI to like go, because it's like you've submitted what you think is the README, and then the AI will come in and it'll actually like be like, here's the generated one that's like way better than what you can summarize inside of it. So yeah, it looks like it did it fully. Then we just need to hook up Supabase. I said blinking. Oh my God, I can't.
That looks great.
Did you see also like the mouse is like a little home?
Oh my God.
At least on mine it is. If you can see it.
No, yeah, you can see it.
So all I need to do is set up the environments, then boom, I'm good to go. But it looks like it did everything. It did the callback. It did, what else code? It did packages, headers, it added to TikTok. Oh, he has a TikTok view. Have you seen this? You go here and then you go TikTok and it'll just.
Oh, you can just like go through different tools. Oh, man, look at that.
So stupid. Like, boom, favorite, boom, boom, boom. Classic Hanselman doing all this stuff. tinytooltown.com. Submit your tiny tools. Dude, I learned so much from you. Every single time I get the honor and the privilege and the opportunity to talk to you, Burke Holland. It's not enough.
You're too kind.
Not enough.
Checks in the mail. It's already in there. I've already sent the money.
I love it. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in on this Let It Cook. We have hopefully some super special cooks coming up. We might have, we may have our EVP coming on. I'm pretty sure it's a yes.
We're so close to making that happen.
So close.
So close.
I'm super excited. Jay is awesome, and I can't wait. He's been.
I wonder what he's gonna. I want him to build something. I want to see what he builds.
I was talking, and I was like, well, we can vibe. He can vibe. Anyone can vibe. And Jay's like, I'm a vibe. So he's got something.
Yeah,
so,
you come on the show. You're building something.
You're building something.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, follow Burke. Dude is putting out so much content. It is crazy. All the VS Code. Also upcoming, I think it's next week or the week after, the highlighting the latest stuff. Check out youtube.com/code. If you're on YouTube, I guess you're watching it there. So like, subscribe. We're almost at 1 million.
Yeah, come on, y'all. Get us over.
If you are not, we're at 989,000. We need that platinum deluxe trophy thing from YouTube. At 1 million, you get one of those. You know that? You get 1 million.
You do. You get the gold one. We'll send it to the millionth. I'm just kidding. We won't.
Do it. All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you next week on Let It Cook. Happy coding, everyone.
Bye. Have a nice weekend.